guys, it's been a while since I uploaded a video because 2 weeks ago I got my second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. And for anyone who has a chance to get vaccinated, I highly encourage you to get that dose. And like 2 weeks ago, I got sick, and when I started this YouTube channel, I thought I could create one video a week, but it actually takes a lot of work to create a YouTube video. I have to research, write a script, film it, and edit it. And it takes quite some time to create one, and I don't want to just upload a video without any plan or any content. In one of my previous videos, I talked about what libraries and librarians do and information for those who may want to be a librarian as their career. But for this video is about the myths and misconceptions that I've heard personally about libraries and librarians from other people who are not librarians. But I also know that since here in the Philippines, librarianship is not a very popular profession, and some people have a negative view of libraries and librarians. But I also try to understand that maybe they didn't have a library growing up or don't really know what a library is like. So as librarians, it is also our job to educate people about what we do as librarians. The first misconception that I will be talking about that I also believed myself when I was first studying for librarianship is that librarians always read books. But that is not really the case, because if you are a librarian right now, you might not even have time to read books. I actually read a lot way back in high school and in college, but right now I don't even have time to read for leisure. In a library, there are a lot of aspects to the work, as I mentioned in a previous video, and reading is not a very big part of it. But of course, having an appreciation for reading, and if you love reading, that's really good because it has a lot of advantages. If you read a lot, you can write better, you can communicate better, and you can understand what you read, which is something that is actually really useful for you if you want to become a librarian. If you appreciate books, you can share it to others better, and having good reading comprehension is actually required for other librarianship jobs such as being a cataloger or indexer. So loving reading is not required, but having an appreciation for books is actually good if you want to be a librarian. So the second misconception is that librarians don't do anything, or it must be easy to be a librarian. And I always get these comments a lot. Like, if someone asks me about my job and I tell them that I'm a librarian, I always get the response that it must be easy or that I'm lucky to have a job that doesn't require so much. But that is not actually the case, especially as a librarian in an academic library in a big university. So aside from your usual task in the library, you also have to prepare for events, prepare accreditation documents, and also research and teaching. Actually, teaching is something very stressful for me. I only take around one class per semester because I have to prepare, I have to interact with students. Aside from that, there's also pressure for research and publishing in the university and academic library. So it's something that my university is trying to focus on. There's quite some pressure to do research. I actually find it interesting because I'm doing a lot of things and learning a lot. And if I'm bored with one thing, I can just do another thing. As I mentioned, I work for the institutional repository for social media. I also teach some subjects. And for orientation, we have to prepare for orientations and programs. But I'm actually quite enjoying it, even if it's a lot. So I'm not really sure where that misconception came from, but it must be because some people go in a library and they see the staff slacking off, and it's something that they remember, and they think that that's all a librarian does. Maybe other librarians can relate that if you say that you're a librarian, people will tell you that you must have it easy when in fact you have a lot of things to do. Next is something that is quite common, and that is we don't need librarians or libraries anymore because of the internet. And there is one famous quote by the author Neil Gaiman, you must have heard of it. He said something like, Google can give you 1,000 answers, but the librarian can give you the right one. Not everything is on the internet, and actually anyone can post anything on the internet, and there is fake news, a lot of propaganda on the internet, and librarians can teach you how to navigate the internet and find and evaluate the correct information for your needs. Quality information can still be found in books and in other sources other than the internet. And as librarians, we study about information and how to evaluate this information. And actually, there's a lot of libraries opening right now. And here in Iloilo City, there will be a new building for the Iloilo City Public Library. Other provinces are also opening their libraries. So I think that more people are appreciating the library here in the Philippines. And I hope that's something that will continue. If I say the word librarian, I'm sure that there's already a stereotypical image of a librarian that pops into your mind. And that might be an old lady wearing glasses or trying to make people silent. But actually, as librarianship is becoming more popular and modern, there's a lot of different types of librarians and not just women. There's a lot of males in the profession right now, and some of my teachers and mentors are actually male. And not just women and men. Everyone in every shade of the rainbow is welcome in librarianship. And actually, here in the Philippines, I'm glad that there's a new subject in the curriculum, which is multiculturalism and indigenous knowledge. So here we study about the various cultures, diversity, and inclusivity in libraries. So it's very exciting. And actually, it's the new subject that I'm teaching. In this video, I would just like to say that there is more to libraries and librarians than just these myths and misconceptions. And if you want, go to your local library and get to know your local librarian because you might find out something interesting. That's all for this video. If there are more topics about librarianship that you want me to talk about, just comment down below. And thank you for watching and subscribe to this channel for more updates.